Emma and David had always considered Daisy, their obedient breed, a part of the family. He had been with them through everything. Their first apartment, their wedding, even a miscarriage they thought would break them. Daisy had been their quiet comfort, always there, always sensing when things were hard. When they finally brought home their daughter, Lily, it felt like the last piece of their little family had finally arrived. Daisy greeted her like he had waited for her too. He sniffed her toes gently, laid his head beside her car seat, and let out a soft sigh, almost like a whisper of relief. Emma smiled through her exhaustion. He's already in love with her, she told David. But something changed by the end of the second week. Each night, just after midnight, Daisy would stand by Lily's crib and growl. At first, it was so soft they thought it was just him dreaming. But as the nights passed, the growls grew louder. Not vicious, just urgent, troubled. "He's being weird," David said one night, standing in the dim hallway. Daisy stood at the nursery door, stiff and focused, a low rumble in his throat. "He's never done this before," Emma whispered, arms crossed tightly over her chest. "Do you think he's jealous?" "No," she said, looking down at him. "I think he's afraid." They started locking Daisy out of the nursery, but he'd whine and scratch. One night, he barked loud enough to wake the baby, and Emma stormed out, tears brimming. "We can't do this every night, Daisy." Still, the growling always came. It wasn't until the night of the storm that everything unraveled. The rain was pounding hard against the windows. Thunder cracked above their small house. Around 2 a.m., Daisy began barking again, sharp, frantic barks that jolted both of them upright. Emma ran toward the nursery, David close behind. Daisy was at the door, paws clawing the wood, growling and barking in a panic. Emma threw open the door. Lily's cries were faint, unnatural. Her tiny body looked limp in the crib. Emma didn't think. She grabbed her daughter and screamed for David to call 911. The ambulance came fast, but time moved slow. At the hospital, machines beeped and doctors buzzed around Lily, while Emma clutched David's hand until her knuckles turned white. Finally, a doctor approached. He had tired eyes, but a kind voice. "Your daughter has a rare form of infant sleep apnea. Her oxygen levels dropped dangerously low. If you hadn't brought her in when you did..." Emma swallowed hard. "Is she going to be okay?" "She's lucky," he said. "You got to her just in time." But Emma knew the truth. It wasn't luck. It was Daisy. Back at home, Daisy paced nervously at the door until they brought Lily back. Wrapped in soft blankets, a small oxygen monitor clipped gently to her foot. That night, they let Daisy sleep beside her crib again. He didn't growl. He just watched her all night, quiet and still. The guilt hit Emma like a wave. They had thought he was a problem, but he was the only one who saw what they couldn't. Now, 3 years later, Lily giggles as Daisy nudges her around the living room, careful not to knock her over. He's older now, a little gray in the face, but still watchful, still hers. Every night, Daisy curls up outside her bedroom door. His eyes close slowly, ears perked just enough to listen. And every morning, Lily runs into the kitchen, her hand resting on Daisy's back like it's the most natural thing in the world. Because it is. He wasn't just a dog. He was her protector, her alarm, her first best friend. And they'll never forget what he did when no one else could see what he saw.